I'm Lady D Denise Gomez, and I have exciting interview segments and features inside the zone. For recording artists, you can sing. Well, Inside the Zone, second Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. is for you. Writers, share your story, no man, in From the Author Zone on third Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Mail Zone has unbelievably juicy stories of love, heartbreak, and triumph. 7 p.m. has never been this good. On Mondays, it's news, talk, engaging features at 7 in the Monday Drive. And Center Stage has everyone talking on Thursdays. Be a part of the show. Email me insidethezone@gmail.com or call me 914-304-2592. For 2 days, the 5 o'clock hour is hot on Fit FM 96.7, www.fitfmja.com. Your life, your music with Lady D Denise Gomez inside the zone. Catch me on Monday at 5 p.m. for the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. And on Friday, yes, at 5 p.m. for Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. From abroad to yard, Trelawney. Living together during a divorce allows couples to redefine their relationship and prioritize their children's well-being. But what drives these couples to make such a bold choice? Financial considerations play a role, but more importantly, they want to create a sense of stability for their children during this transition. They realize that separating physically doesn't necessarily mean disconnecting emotionally. Navigating divorce under one roof has its challenges. There are days when the emotional strain feels overwhelming, but they are committed to facing it together. Together apart, navigating divorce under one roof. A Satideh Mawnin Runnings. Come make we talk. Well, a Satideh. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Satideh Morning Runnings. We daya, we daya, we daya. And we feel good daying ya.
All right, no.
How do una do?
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Saturday Morning Runnings. We day, it is now 9 minutes after 10 o'clock. And I know that you are saying to yourselves, what a topic. Together apart. As children, we would skip to a game, apart together, apart together. But that was just a fun game. But in the world of relationships, it ain't an easy apart together thing. And so we are here this morning because while we're no experts, people are living this experience every single day and they are not sure what to do. And even when they make the decision, sometimes they are saying to themselves, I wonder if I did the right thing. Can I manage this? And so we know, say, runnings there in every family. And it is our responsibility to highlight, to share, to give you bits and pieces of information as to how you can do this thing and refer you to people too who can
Yeah.
help to go through this process. So we'd like to say, morning, welcome. If you notice,
Morning.
the one Max is not here, but Max,
Yeah.
wherever
Yes,
you are,
sirs.
We hope you're good. We know we miss you, so no mind, and we know you miss us too. Good
She's
morning,
here in she's here in
In
spirit.
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 Indeed. And so is Jen. So we'd like to say
Yes.
good morning, everyone. Welcome. Don't forget to share the link with someone, invite them to like,
Doing that right now.
comment, share, and subscribe. Without you, we can't get all the people we need. The number of subscribers to date is 790 or 92, something like that. And so
Hmm.
as you come into this space, if you're new and a non subscriber, we ask you to subscribe and just like it, tap the bell, and each and every broadcast, you will get us. We'll be right here on the YouTube channel. So, welcome. Ladies, how una do? How did the week go?
The week went
Yeah.
was very
Go
laid
ahead,
back, a
Jackie.
little laid back for me. Like I said, I have only one class, so I have a little bit more time. So I find that I'm getting a little bit more time to walk and walk in the evenings, do my evening walk and get a little bit more rest in between the studying.
Okay,
So yeah,
great.
That's good.
going good.
And Sharon, how about you?
Busy week.
Hmm.
The week start and it's like a blur, and it's at the end of the week, and you get the weekend, it's like a blur
Hmm.
again, and you're gone again. It's I don't know what's happening. It's like I don't know. It's double time. But I've been enjoying the spring. I've been taking pictures of every critter, every little plant.
Oh,
Okay.
Do you
you're
know? You know
a
what I
lover.
do? Let me tell you what I've been doing. I've been doing this for years. I like, all right. When the trees are budding and the plants are coming up, I have specific patches of plants that I follow, and I'll take pictures of when they start budding, when they come up a little higher till they bloom, till they go back down, and I do it with the trees as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
Do you
I've
know
been
that
doing it.
there's a page that you can share those pictures on?
Them in know that man, them in a garden, in a black girl's garden and all them
Oh, what you
various.
say?
Yeah, but I love it because you see you see the whole thing of nature, how nature
Whole
unfolds.
unfolding.
Yes, so I literally I will bend down and take pics, and I was taking picture. I was walking my dog earlier, and I was taking pictures of the birds. Me squeegee up on one of them in the tree, just perch, and them
preachy.
doing some, yeah. Me just take a
Squeeze.
nice shot. Yeah, me
Me like doing
squeegee.
that kind of assurance, but I just don't have any space to store all these pictures anymore.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you have to find place to put them. But anyway, but that's just me. I'm a nature lover at heart. But I'm
Yes.
enjoying this spring because before you know it, the spring has sprung and gone, and you're in the heat of the summer.
Lord,
Mhm.
So you can look back on these
spring.
things.
It's summer down here. It's
Mhm.
not spring.
Well, it's spring for us here because right now it's what? It's cool. It's very cool. We're going up to what, Lady D? 60 something today.
Mhm.
But
Oh
we're in the
Lord.
50s right now, and the sun is
Listen,
supposed to come out
it's
later.
full on summer in Florida. Locks, it hot. Honestly, I don't really like the heat, I like where it's
Mhm.
cold and cool
Well,
because where I'm from, where I was born, it's cool. It's very cool up in the hills of Free Hill,
Mhm.
St. Anne. That's where I was born and was raised up there. So I like the cool weather. Florida
Yeah.
kind of play a number upon me because it hot.
Mhm.
yeah,
Right.
it's gonna be a scorcher then because if it hot already and it's not summer
Yes.
yet,
To
as
go in the
per the
car, I have
calendar.
to open the windows and leave the windows down when I'm driving. Not even I'm at my car, the AC not working properly right now. So,
Oh my
Oh,
gosh. Well, as Andrew said last week, you're in Kingston 21.
oh,
yes,
yes, I mean, say that. We said keep some 21 days.
yeah.
So let's hop on over to say morning as our friends are joining us here on Saturday Morning Runnings. First in the space, Drea out of Barbados. She says a great day to everyone. Good
Hey,
morning, Drea.
Drea.
Morning, Drea.
Hello, Abdullah. How are you? He says, hello, I'm playing your program on the bus. Where the
Oh
bus?
wow.
Where is the bus, Abdullah? I've heard your name mentioned on other programs. Where is the
Oh,
bus?
really?
Where
Wow,
is the bus
we
heading?
appreciate
So good
that.
morning to Mass
Good
Eval.
morning,
How you do?
Eval. How
Eval
you
says,
do,
well,
Eval?
Miss
well,
Mr.
hallelujah.
Green, how you doing, Mr. Green? Not Mr., Mr.
Pastor, good to be back. It
Mm-hmm.
was good to see you.
Yeah,
How
we
Yes.
come we
miss you
didn't
for
see
a couple
Eval?
weeks.
Yes, in been
All right.
MIA. So morning
Coach
to
Jackie. So Eval say I can relate.
yes.
I guess the Florida heat.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Bless the Lord at all times. Greetings to you. Mhm. My Charles, and it says Jackie, I can no, sir, me not a Florida fan. I like to go. And but me not want to reside.
no,
Mhm. Good morning, Ralph. Loving the flag.
right?
Yes.
Yes, so we'd like to welcome everyone to the discussion and please be an active participant. Don't just relax and enjoy the show and not drop a comment so we can post your comments. So, together apart, navigating divorce under one roof.
Mm-mm.
Now, to kick it off,
Mm-hmm.
I found a very short clip that courtesy of a network, but they are okay. They'll take me. And so I just wanted to, share that just to kick off the discussion and then we can roll, as we like to say. So, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the show. If you know anyone who, is going through something similar that you would like to, you know, talk about, then we dare to listen. So, welcome.
We first introduced you to Sally Gibson 18 months ago and found out breaking up really is hard to do. Sally and her husband of 15 years were getting a divorce, but still living under one roof.
My husband lives in the guest room, and he comes home on Wednesday nights early to have dinner with the kids. And the others, he comes home late to give me my space. So it's not perfect. It's been difficult.
As legal bills for two divorce attorneys piled up, the couple switched to a less expensive mediator. But the situation with the house wasn't as simple.
Right now, there are 20 houses on the market in town that are in our price range, and there are no buyers. So my broker has pretty much prepared me that the house is going to sit for quite a while.
For Sally, remaining financially sound meant remaining under the same roof as her ex-husband. But for some, getting a divorce isn't even an option. The American Academy of Matrimonial Lawyers says 57% of attorneys polled reported fewer divorces during the recession. The couple stayed in the home for a full year before deciding emotion trumped finances.
It was a very difficult time, very emotional time. And we made the decision to sell the house, and it could have easily sat on the market for a year. And I didn't want to put my kids through that because it was tough enough. So I priced it to sell, and we sold the house right away. And not going to lie, lost a lot of money, and that hurt.
Sally started over, changing back to her maiden name. She downsized and started a small business as an interior designer out of her new home.
I've discovered a niche where I'm working with all of my clients right now are divorced or separated. And so it's kind of nice to work with people that are in similar circumstances.
And if there's a silver lining for Sally and her boys in their smaller home,
we spend a lot more time together as a family because there are fewer places for them to scurry away to.
Christine Romans, CNN, New York.
Okay, so welcome, everyone. Here
Mm-hmm.
is a typical scenario of this topic. If we recall growing up, there were a lot of couples who lived in a home. They may not have divorced, but
Mm-hmm.
they had no relationship. Their relationship had broken, but
Yeah.
they stayed in the home. They may even have had separate bedrooms, but
Usually they do. Usually they do.
they had separate bedrooms, and
Uh-huh.
the children just
maybe they didn't even understand. They just referred to it as mama room, dada room, that
Yes.
kind of thing. But the structure was still there, right? The family
Mm-mm.
unit was still there. And that kept the family together. Now, in recent times, there are people who, if they invested a whole lot, they refuse to leave it
Yep.
because it is believed that, especially for women, if they choose to leave, walk away, then the perception is that someone else is going to come and
Whew.
reap the benefits
Yep.
of that, where you put your whole
Mm-hmm.
savings, etc., into. So
Mm-hmm.
these are some hard conversations that it is recommended by the legal minds that you have. So if and when it comes to that, you both know how to navigate your way.
especially if there are children involved.
And that is where the difficulty comes in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Two people can just say, oh, to Adams with you,
Yeah.
but when they have their children,
Yeah, but
um,
it's the reality of a lot of people, you know.
mhm.
It's the reality of more people than we even can think
Can
about,
fathom.
because
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, because what happens a lot is not only have this couple rather, put their blood, sweat and tears into acquiring whatever they have acquired over a period of time. But when it comes to, unreconcilable differences, and they decide, okay, we're going our separate ways emotionally, the
Mhm.
physical attachment remains, because, like in the clip you showed, that home was a very beautiful home. And from, if the average passerby looking would say, what a nice family, what a
Family.
nice house. And they don't realize what's going on behind the walls.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's the reality of a lot of people that, they are together, but they are really apart as far as emotionally and all of that
Hmm.
is considered, because they other things not meshing.
Yes.
I personally know of two situations right now. One is with children and one without. And it's just heartbreaking because we hear, growing up, or we hear our grandparents, great grandparents, or parents say that circumstances alter cases. And
Yeah.
it's a
Hmm.
typical situation right now that's unfolding. And, I when I'm done with the show right now, I probably am going to have to reach out to one of those persons, because I know she's in tears because of the situation
A
that's going to happen,
situation.
Yeah.
because the time frame that she gave herself did not pan out
Yeah.
to
Hmm.
what,
Yeah, and that's a valid point, Jackie, because this sort of thing, I don't think can be a permanent situation. You have to, whether you say it out loud, you write it down, but you have to make up in your mind that, look, we're going to stay together for a period of time. Like this woman, she said, well, until the house is sold, until the kids are grown. Because with these people, you find that you have like school districts that are in the neighborhood where the children are going, and if one has to leave with the children, then invariably they have to start over. They have their friends in the neighborhood, and not to mention, sometimes one person cannot buy out the other person, or the
Hmm.
housing
right,
market, yeah, or the housing market is such that the house is not going to get sold anytime soon, unless you're going to give it away, for much
Little
less
and
than you bought
nothing.
it for. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Hmm.
not to mention also, both parties have to agree, because if one
right,
party is willing to say, let's cut our losses and take less, the other person might say, dig in their heels and say no. And unless
Hmm.
both sign, then they're at a stalemate. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes. Which
right.
And so
which is why, and we've have so many discussions. I'd like to say, I want to say a special hello to DL.
Oh,
DL is
Oh,
here.
that's Denton.
Same one.
Oh, that's DL.
Uh-huh.
I was wondering who that was. So you said, "Oh, so and you were
Uh-huh.
this is Jackie Insurance."
So
DL
I'm
pop up
saying
back
to
since
myself,
Monday.
wait now. So I'm saying to myself that the whole time we there for how much year now, and he's just realizing that this is Jackie Insurance. It tells you something. But we want to give him a belated birthday shout out.
Happy
It's
belated
yeah,
Okay,
birthday.
Thursday was his birthday.
okay, it's
And
not so belated.
so hear him now. You all have the same design spectacles.
Spectacles.
Uh-oh. Talking about the finer details. Me not
I
in
know,
did I
right?
realize we're sporting eyewear, DL.
Yeah.
Get we a contract, we can model
I was
eyewear.
about to say.
Not true.
Because each of us, are we have our unique features and we spectacle fit we well.
I could surely use some of Tom Ford's money.
Hello. There you go.
Right. So,
Hmm.
to continue the discussion, if you're just joining us, together apart, navigating divorce under one roof.
Right.
What?
I mentioned children a while ago. And
Mhm.
I know a couple who they probably had not set a limit, a time limit on their separation issues. But they lived together until the children were grown, went to college, graduated college, came back home and left home. And only until the woman died
Oh,
did well, obviously the husband was left.
husband.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she always told me, "Oh, we are brother and sister. They just part the house in two. When they go in the house, one turn left and one turn right. And according to how the house, the design, the
Mhm.
common areas was in the middle. So kitchen, living room, and so on was in the middle, and then bedrooms were on either side. And she just took the left and he took the right. She was to the back of the house, he was to the front, and they lived that way until she passed.
So, question.
I yeah.
Would you be able to do that, ladies? You don't think we
No,
have the constitution for that?
no,
No,
no.
no,
Yeah,
no. And I'm the
no.
kind of person
Mm,
I don't fear starting over. I
right.
will cry. I will feel the pain for whatever little period of time that may take. But I
Hmm.
will walk away and I will leave lock, stock, and barrel and
Mhm.
go start over.
You
That's
and me
me.
both.
So Andrea
Nothing,
says no.
nothing beats peace of mind.
No,
Hmm.
But then again,
no.
it depends on the person, because sometimes, and in most time, because if you get to the point of divorce, I would imagine that it has to be that you have probably exhausted every other effort, probably somebody talking to you, counseling, things of
Hmm.
that nature. I mean, thank
Hmm.
God I've not personally experienced that, but of course I've known several people to have done that. And sometimes they'll tell you, even during counseling, the situation break down even further, because sometimes based on the grounds for divorce, more things that you were not privy to comes to light. So
Hmm.
even if you entered the negotiations, or you entered the counseling, with mixed feelings, but more open to possibly a resolution
Right.
Hmm.
based on what comes to light during the thing, you say, no, sir, forget
Yes.
about it. But
Hmm.
then you have all these entanglements,
Hmm.
and then you have to think about, how you're going to live, because some people, you are now used to a certain lifestyle, and you know what
Right.
happened, we have to think broadly, because, like, say you move from your state or your hometown and you're far away, you may not have any family to say go live with your cousin, your sister, Aunt G and Auntie Mary, and so
That is
on.
true.
You are
Hmm.
out there, you may have gone for a job and then the other person came and things no work. It's a lot to
To con-
consider. So
yes,
yes, so
yes.
these kind of relationships will pop up from time to time, because of the fact that, you know,
Mm.
things happen and you get thrown for a loop.
So here Eval says, sacrificial as it may be to stay together for the children, imagine how such situation teaches children to live in a non-loving environment between their parents.
Yeah,
So I had
that's
mentioned, right? So I had mentioned that yes, we have seen parents staying in separate quarters.
mm-hmm.
Um, Most of the time, it was in a contentious setting,
Right.
right? They were very civil to each other, even loving, and the children saw
On the
that.
surface. On
Right.
the surface.
Let's say that. Yes. And so the children didn't really see anything negative as such.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
let's take it now to that situation where, fine, you are divorced, you have your lives. How easy can it be for you to see the man or the woman bringing in someone into the house to say their date has stopped by, or
Mm-mm.
date is going to stay over,
Ooh.
kind
No,
of
no,
thing.
no, no. You
So,
see,
so some of those blurred lines would have to be
yes,
crossed to say,
yes,
hey,
yes,
even if we're going to
yes.
move on and have relationships,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
don't bring it into our space that we're
Mm-hmm.
sharing.
Right. Yes, so you have to set boundaries. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Boundaries have to be set. I mean, it has to be a difficult conversation because I would imagine that that would have to be a no-no,
Mm-hmm.
whether or not children are involved. Because I would imagine that there's some amount of mixed emotion still going on because one person would have had to commit some kind of infraction, whether most time it might be infidelity, and then the other person now is the one scorned, or
Mm-hmm.
as would I say, yeah, get bun, or whatever the case may be. So therefore you have to set boundaries. If you decide, say, we're going to have to stay together on account of the fact that living apart is going to be a financial strain. Because for you go find place and we
Mm-hmm.
have to dissolve this place we have and move on. It might take time and money we don't have right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because you are going to stay. You have to set boundaries, man. Nobody can come over.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
have to decide nobody, you can't come over. You can't bring anybody here. I can't bring anyone here.
Mm-hmm.
You don't bring anyone here. But some boundaries have to be set, I would imagine.
It's said.
All right.
Yes.
I
All
agree.
right. Especially if it's a situation where you both own the property. Um,
Yes.
Another situation that I know of is one person owns the place, owns the property.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, the person thinks that they can do whatever they please.
They want. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well, look
they
Yeah.
here.
want.
To some
Right.
degree, they can, because if you decide we're done and it's his place or her place, and you have that mentality that I can do what I want, guess what? Me gone. Are you your place? God bless you.
Right?
Me gone.
Yeah.
Me gone somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Right.
agree.
So I am not staying in
Mm-hmm.
that environment.
Mm-mm.
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
In this
Mm-mm.
situation now, there are children involved, and this person had moved out when everything and divorce went on and everything,
The
and the
owner of
person
the
moved
place
out.
moved out. The owner of
Huh?
the place moved out.
No.
No,
The other
no,
party moved out.
the other
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
party moved out, and circumstances, like I said, circumstances alter cases. The person had to ask the the party that's still in the house if they could come back for
big
a
mistake.
while.
Oh
Big
boy.
mistake. Look here. Was
But
it the woman who moved
the thing
out?
is, the person who is at the house has the children, and this person
So
now
that's
wants to be with the children too.
No, that.
But
Mm,
I don't know. That
that's
situation to me is
messy.
so complicated.
mm-mm. Mm-mm.
That
Mm-mm.
that my thing is this. Look here. You in a fit of rage or in a moment of
Right.
of of indignation, then
Mm-hmm.
you say, all right, me gone. You pack up lock, stock, barrel, and you're gone. Stay gone. because there is no respect for you when you come back. So if even if you have to go out there and, as they would say, suck salt grain through wooden spoon,
Mm-hmm.
stay out there, because guess what? You're gone.
Mm-hmm.
You should have sat down, weigh the odds, because
Of
like you said, there
course.
are children involved. Sit down and say, well then, if I leave the residence, situation is not ideal, but if I leave the residence, children have to get loving, tender care on a daily basis. Them have homework to come home to,
Mm-hmm.
school trips, this and that. If you don't take a moment to think about that, or to think about it but not thoroughly, and you remove yourself, and now you're
Mm-hmm.
gone, are you left with the other person? No, and as I said, the court should have appointed some sort of whatever them called it, the legal procedure. But appoint that way you get your visitation
Mm-hmm.
and so on, because visitation, alimony, child support, all those things can be negotiated on
Mm-hmm.
behalf of both parties. Sometimes in our society, men, not to bash the men, but sometimes men tend to say, all right, me gone, I will visit, let me know what's happening, while the women struggle with the kids. But in some
Mm-hmm.
cases, you have women who are unfit mothers, and they prefer to be the one to be gone, or they are the ones
Yes.
who created the infraction, committed the infraction.
Mm-hmm.
They are gone, and now the man has been left with the kid. But if you leave, no matter how you suffer, stay out there and suffer till
Mm.
better come.
Yeah.
Because when you return to that situation, it's like a dog gone back to the vomit.
That
Mm-hmm.
was my take on it until I got the full story, and I realized
Mhm.
that this is much more complicated than just that. Because,
Usually it is.
I'm speaking in general terms.
Mm-hmm.
Illness was one of the things that happened.
Okay, see?
Serious,
Right.
serious illness.
Yes.
Mm,
And
mm.
because of that, everything changed.
Change for the
So
better
it's
or for
So,
the
interesting
worse?
that you raised it.
for the worse,
Oh, yeah,
it,
yeah.
it got to a point
So
of
yeah.
death.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So
Mm,
that's one
that
of the that is something, because I came across 5 pitfalls of divorced and living in the same house.
mm,
And they tell you pitfall number one: children adversely affected by parental conflict. So we discussed that pretty much. But then they said the solution is to learn to effectively co parent the children. This
mm-hmm,
means that the couple must learn to step back from their frustration, anger,
mm-hmm.
and hurts. They must learn to respect each other and put aside their difficulties, especially in front of the children.
And like you said, they have to learn. They
Mhm.
have
learn.
to make the effort. They have to make the
Mhm.
effort to learn.
Yeah.
Too many people think it's about them, and the children in the middle suffer.
Then they have
Exactly.
pitfall number two: couple continuing money struggles,
Mm-hmm.
or couples living in same house after divorce have all decided to continue the way they have always divided the money and paid the bills until they end their living in the same house arrangement.
Right. That makes sense.
Since some
Mm-hmm.
of them had money problems during the divorce, these problems could continue. So here's the solution: each couple needs to create money boundaries. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing a sound. You can mute for me. This can be done by creating a budget so that each knows how much they need to contribute to the common pot and how much they need to keep for themselves. So couples know how to do those things pretty much. Now, pitfall number three: lack of boundaries, which we you just spoke of
Mm-hmm.
in living arrangements, right?
Mm-hmm.
They say living in the same house after divorce is very different from living together during marriage,
Right.
right? Because you're not sharing matrimonial bed, you're not doing certain things anymore.
Right.
One of the male spouses in, and so this was an article, and there was um, there was a, what they call it, like a poll done, and people were
Mm-hmm.
gave their stories. So they say one of the male spouses in or divorce mediation practice expected his soon to be ex-wife to continue to make him dinner, clean the house, and wash his clothes.
No, that's more like a Jamaican thing there.
A Jamaican.
So, hold on. So during the mediation sessions, the wife was enraged at the idea. So the solution, the couples living in the same house after divorce need to learn to treat each other like roommates. They need to start over again and consciously define their living arrangements and expectations of each other. They need to decide together who does what when. New
Yep.
roles need to evolve. And pit number 4, lack of boundaries regarding outside relationships. So we spoke of that. We say
Mm-hmm.
no more, no carry nobody come in there. Pitfall
Mm-hmm.
number 5, no plan for what happens when one or both want to end living in the same house. The
There you go.
Mhm. The problem here is that without a plan to deal with the end of cohabitation, the couple will have to start all over again with mediation or litigation. Why? Because they could end up in major struggles. So, the solution at the Long Island Center for Divorce Mediation, we have each couple create a plan B. Plan B is a contingency plan included in the stipulation of settlement, divorce agreement between the
Mm-hmm.
ex spouses. Plan B will kick into place when one spouse or another wants to end the living in the same house arrangement. It includes stipulations for custody, support, and what happens to the house. It includes what happens and who pays. What if the house is to be sold until it is sold? So all these scenarios are presented here. But the question we ask ourselves, because um, in our culture, and we're Jamaicans, people lived in a house. Fine, they had married, and I said, after a while, different bedrooms and all of those things. But how many people really sit down with each other during the dating thingy and kind of press and ask questions or raise topics, even if it makes the other party or you yourself uncomfortable,
Comfortable. Yep.
and say, hey, um, what about so and so? Because I find that we can get so entrapped into. I have a very good dear heart friend who uses the term feelings.
Oh yeah.
So feelings end up superseding what you really should be paying attention to. And that
Mm-hmm.
it's because if you don't ask, you won't know.
Yep.
And if they refuse to answer you, we'll and come back one other time with it. Maybe that moment they ain't ready. But ask again.
Yeah. They
Because
head in the
if you
they
don't
head in the
ask,
clothes. Mm-hmm.
uh-huh. If you not ask and you assume, we have a problem.
Exactly.
And some people are actually not wanting to get counseling because
Oh.
they just feel they know one another,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or some people just believe that, oh, because of the 3 or 4 relationships I've had, you know, I kind of know, I kind of know these things. No, you don't,
Mm-hmm.
because if you did, if it were so good, you'd have still be with maybe the first one.
Yeah, and it's not even so. Remember, each person is different. It's 3 different personalities.
Uh-huh.
You know,
So
Yeah.
as we're
3
really
different
talking
persons.
about it, when we were skipping in the loop, apart together,
Mm-hmm.
apart together,
Mm-hmm.
right? And somebody you
Mm-hmm.
run out of the ring, somebody else come in, and then skip and then gone again.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So our lives are in rotation,
Yeah.
no matter what we think.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
when now, as we would say, hotter claps take we.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And here we are faced with this very difficult,
Otherwise, call Hibam Bamba, yeah.
right?
Somebody's
It is,
asking if this is today's program, Lady D. I don't know what that means.
well,
Yes, it is.
we love Sister Morrison. Yes, Sister Morrison, we're very live.
Yes.
So, we really need to and not feel that, oh, um, when we married, at that time we're going to start to talk these things.
No, it's too late that
No.
No,
time. Mm-mm.
no, you can't do that. And
No.
not, it's not an expert position we're speaking from. It's so
Right.
practical and pragmatic
Right.
because we
And it's
know what happens. We know what happened. And bear in mind, before I now pass it on to you, ladies, bear in mind when you see something that make you say, kind of deal with the
hmm.
don't
Yes.
just think it's a passing moment.
Right. Yep.
I
And that
also
says
think
a
that
lot.
we shouldn't be afraid to even ask. No, no. Also, we have so much of the internet, the Google searches that we can do. If you feel that you're not sure of the questions to ask,
Go Google them.
Google it. My mother did tell me that one day, and it's like she shocked me out of my wits. And I mean, this was like a few years ago. I needed to find out something, and mom turned around to me and she said, Google it. I said, my mother telling
Of
me to Google.
course, Angie. What's wrong with you?
And from that, I took
Yes,
that
Yeah.
very
ma'am.
personally. I said,
Yeah.
Lord Jesus, no, if my mother can tell me to go Google it, Google might not be your best teacher. It's not a school, but at least certain things you can pick the sense out of the nonsense that
Yeah.
that's there.
And I
And
find
like,
that
and like
continue.
the same way you found that Lady D, those
The
the
5
internet you just
pitfalls.
read,
Yeah.
right? I think that's very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
all right, so you don't want to ask Google, ask a sensible friend. Tell me some
Mm-hmm.
questions I need to ask.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
An
think we need to?
objective friend. A friend.
But
Yes.
but you know what they have now? They have a card. It's not a game. It's just a set of cards. I don't understand because I'm a talker. God help me. I'm born talking. I am a talker. And I have to say, me and my husband did a lot of talking. When you say you and somebody talking, back in
Yeah.
my days of dating, we couldn't really go out per se. We were just talking.
Yes.
And let us not despise our humble beginnings because when you come from and say, she a talk, you are really planning your future. You're
Yeah.
daydreaming. You're asking. I came across a pack of cards they have now. You buy the pack of cards, several cards in it, not playing cards. It's questions to ask and discussions to have while you're dating.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I found to be, I never know, me can't say laughable or strange. To me, it's laughable or strange. As me say, me give up myself for that I'm a talker. But my thing is, if you and I have a physical attraction and we decide, we may never know it go again. It's been so long. But I guess if the physical come before the mental, we never know it go. But if you
You know
would say,
what,
all right,
Sharon?
we have a physical attraction, we're gonna date. You ask me on a date and we go. Wanna talk now? We want try tell me say you don't have nothing to say. My
Hmm.
whole thing is if you have
Yes.
nothing to say and you pursue the relationship, find common ground where you have
Mm-hmm.
similar interest that you can pursue, whether you like to read, to travel, to hike, to bike, to cook, whatever, library, museum, visit, whatever. If you not find and if you not talk and find these common grounds. Remember, say when you're married, a clink, you're in it, you're supposed to go in it for the long haul.
Hall. Mm-hmm.
If
Hmm.
you find that you're going in it and you have one eye catch round there, so because so don't go in it
Mm-hmm.
because this is what can result. Granted, by the grace of God, enough prayers and stick to itness,
Mm-hmm.
marriages still work.
Work.
I can tell you for a fact. I
Absolutely.
have years under my belt, I thank the good
Yes.
Lord. But I'm
Mhm.
just saying, go
Well, Miss
into it
Arcee,
because
me
it's
never
not,
know you before.
well, see
Anyway.
me, I know, see me, I know.
Right. You're not too late, Jackie. Hey.
Not true.
Mm.
But I'm just saying, Jackie, I'm veered off topic, but I was just saying you're talking about Google and so on. I'm just saying they have cards now that you can literally take with you
Right.
on a date, and you
Mhm.
can, you can
Yes.
just, pass
Ask.
I
cards
like
and
that
say,
idea.
Mm-hmm.
what are
I
your
like that
thoughts
idea.
about so and
Mm-hmm.
so? What
Right.
would you do in the situation? And see if you and the person
Yep.
mesh.
Yep.
Mesh.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
and it is important now, as I'm looking at the comments here, and we're all sharing and stuff, because some of us are sharing from an experience, some will read, right? Hey,
Hmm.
because you can't know everything. But I see my good friend, and we went to high school. Hey,
Makes sense.
Anne Marie. Morning, she said, yes, ma'am. And she says, guilty. And I know her, right? And some of the challenges. But all right, me never mean to touch that one. But Sister Morrison says, thank you, Lady D. And, she says, and be honest. You talk
Yeah.
about red flags. Eval says, Jackie, perhaps because the promo said 7 hours ago, whatever that was.
Oh, me
Really?
not even see
So,
that.
so DL says no. Of course,
Oh,
it
oh,
goes
oh.
without saying that there must be boundaries. If you can't,
Uh-huh.
for more reasons than one, for both exes to bring any of their relationship into the house or home, even more so when there are children, in some sort of way, it's still a matrimonial home.
All
Mm-hmm.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Can I
Hold
touch on?
on, Jack. Let me just finish. Let me
Oh, okay.
say. Well, I don't know what Sherns was saying here, but Eval says, yes, Sherns, you come to my school. Which school that Sherns? We no member.
Me not remember. Me was on
At
a
the
roll.
talking
Me no
school,
know.
the talking school,
Right.
the talking
Right.
school.
Yeah. So Gritly, morning Grit. Gritly says, say it loud and talk.
Yes,
Yes,
Okay.
man.
great.
Even if you don't make sign.
Make sign.
The head. Lord.
Wow.
Morning, Felix. Felix says, good morning, ladies. How are you
How
all
to do,
doing?
Felix?
It's
How will
been a
you tell?
while, but I'm
Oh,
so
Felix.
glad for the
Yeah, man.
opportunity to tune in again. This is a very heavy topic, one that
Yeah.
is
Very.
so necessary. I'm loving it. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So, continue now. Who was on the floor?
Oh no, I was gonna touch on the boundaries
Yes.
part.
Mm-hmm.
Me kind of know a few stories, you know. You hear this one now. You living separately in the same house. Everyone mentioned something about matrimony, still matrimonial home or something like that.
Uh-huh.
You living separately in the same house with pick me. I don't think so. If we go have the sex.
Well, hello.
So,
Listen here. Wait little bit. Wait little
so
bit.
it's a
Because do
visitation.
you know?
It's a visitation
And
thing.
it's just a gratification thing and gone and so, I say, what kind of something that?
No, but look, that is why. That is why you find, which is not a bad thing, because that is why
Huh?
you find that. No, 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 no. Let me explain. No, no, no. Oh
All right,
Lord,
go
let me
on, go
back
on,
it.
go on.
Let me dial it back. I'm just saying, sometimes when there are no boundaries, or the
Mhm.
boundaries get crossed,
Mhm.
sometimes it ends up for the good because the couple gets back together.
Okay,
Mhm.
so just that.
Haven't
Okay.
you known anyone to divorce and marry each other
Yeah.
again?
Yes. Yes.
Because all of
Yes,
a
Mhm.
yes.
sudden you
Mhm.
see each other with fresh eyes.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And
All right.
and although you were together and you were apart, you kind of miss the person because you still have an emotional attachment. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? You
Mhm.
still attach emotionally, because I've talked to people who are divorced, and one or the other of them, usually it's not a case where they're no longer in love, they are still in love with the person, or they still me never
I don't.
understand this in love and love
All
business.
right. All
When people
right.
say I love you, I'm not in love with you, that part of it,
Yes.
me not so get it. you know, dealing with people that you have been intimate with, then all of a sudden you don't say, I love you, I'm not in love. I mean, I don't understand that part.
No, me
But
neither.
just to what Jackie was saying about when you have relations
Right.
and you're crossing the boundaries, you have some people who, and women as well. I've known women
Yeah.
who flat out say, well, him in the house still and me have needs and
Right. That
etc.
was the
And
case.
bam,
That was
that
the
is
Yes.
happening in the
situation.
background.
But that
Yes.
also makes it can become complicated too, because
Complicated.
Very much. That is
as
why me say just
mm-mm,
married over again
Because
and go on,
yeah,
because
the other things
uno
have
still
not
a go
changed.
on.
The
right. Yeah,
reason why they
that
separated
it's
have
still
not changed. The only thing was the that little coming together for the gratification, and then them gone about them separate
yes,
Yeah.
business. I mean, I said,
yeah.
okay, or something that. But
Yeah, but
we
that's
can't.
still
This
not healthy neither, that
is
not healthy in the long run.
no. There's this other situation where this woman, she lives in her house with her husband. All right. She and the husband seem to them say grow apart, or he seemed like he
Fell
know that
out of
a
love.
little she got a little bit older, they grew apart or whatever. She went down the street and go find a young man.
Huh?
The man is young, and she said that she didn't, it's not really was her thing or whatever, and him keep talking to her and whatever, and then she became attached, and they became attached, and she said the sex is very good, and
Hotter
she
claps.
go back home to her husband, and him have him somebody out there now, and he's like them just living at the house, and him tell her say, you know, him have somebody I go
But
and
hold on.
No,
You,
that's
you, you know you
that's
know
so
you know
much.
the new term now where you have the throuple. You know that term now?
Explain.
all right,
The
explain it.
yeah,
I
man, the
cannot
throuple.
understand the
It's
term.
not
This
couple,
that part,
It's
the
not
prefix.
couple no
Me
more. It's
understand the
throuple
prefix.
because it's three of you.
Hmm.
We're
Oh,
not going
okay.
down that road anyway. But I'm just saying. All right, look here. In some situations as well, because so far I'm thinking that we have not mentioned that, but I'm thinking of the fact that we are talking about couples that are heterosexual and so on. But there has been couples where one turn around and say, watch, I'm not really go your way anymore, or I've always not gone your way, but I was holding it down
Hmm.
because because sometimes I wrote something down here. Where is it, Lord? Um,
Explain
Sometimes
what
it's a cultural.
Greatly.
It's what's that?
No, Greatly said explain that. I don't know if he's referring to you
Explain what
or
great. Put it in again, greatly. Let me tell you what it is. Sometimes it's a cultural type situation where
Hmm.
if divorce comes up, it's disgraceful. Look on even
Yes.
the
yeah.
royals. The royals them had some jacked up relationships, but because they're
Hey.
royals, they probably
Hmm.
somebody dead before
Yes.
they come out and say we are going our separate
Yes.
ways. So
Hmm.
sometimes it's a cultural thing, but there has been times I've known both two people, one male, one female, where their spouse after many years decided that they're gay, they're not going their way. You understand? And they had to make a decision. Are we gonna stay and have a facade? Or we just gonna let the thing peter out and you're gonna take time and go on without saying why?
Sorry, you know what, Eval?
What is Eval said? Let me see
That's
what
why me
Eval has
laughing.
said.
That's why me laughing because
No, you.
Emma have me cracking up over here.
Exactly, Eval. And that it mean. Ah,
In the name of Jesus. No,
that's what
sir.
it mean.
Yes, them so.
Yeah, that's what it means. Yeah.
Them
When your
so.
wife and your sweetheart are
Please
friend,
like
yeah,
and
that's what
share.
it means.
So as
And
the
people need to
discussion,
hear this topic.
yes, as the discussion is, in in progress, DL says it's like for some time you sleep in separate rooms. It's like giving it a test, a test run. Me sorry. Oh Lord,
You
I've
have to
heard
take
that.
bad things to make joke,
May I
yeah?
tell you? Some even say it's better to do it with the one you know that than to go start with someone else. So
Oh, so
that's
might
where
as well
they,
they make up back.
right. So
That's what I'm saying. Just make
Felix
up back
says,
then.
Felix says, God bless those who have found that resurgence. But for me, when I'm done, I'm done. No
No
looking back.
looking back.
All right.
Mhm. So
More madness.
help us, Lord. But also there are some people, now, depending on how you're cultured as a couple when you came together, the
Mm-hmm.
the spirit of your relationship. So if you're prideful, like everybody knows that the Browns
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
are known for some things. If you find that on a relationship going south,
Mm-hmm.
they would rather stay in the same house,
Mm-hmm.
go through the pain of
Mm-hmm.
actually being divorced and
Mm-hmm.
still put up a front
Mm-hmm.
for everybody else. So
Mm-hmm.
nobody no really know that on a
What?
divorce. So uno
Yeah.
keep it private.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want
Uh-huh.
colleagues that to know, they don't want family and friends to know. And you wonder how you maintain that. That's a whole lot of
It's a mental
pre-
strain, man.
Yes.
A
mental
lot of
pressure.
mental strain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you imagine now the two owner may be out. So then we still even go to the parties.
Yeah,
Yes.
social life. Maintain
You
social
know,
life.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're butterflies, right?
Yeah.
And people sooner there. You imagine how much stress that take to
We
actually
don't have no
stand up
time for that.
beside you. They can't stand you.
Yeah.
Eh.
Yeah.
So
But
there are
some
people who
people do
do
that.
that.
Yeah.
People do
No.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And you say, how long now we're gonna keep this up for?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
And
you
the
know
other
what?
person don't.
Sometimes, and you're talking about the upper crust.
Yeah,
It's
man.
usually the upper crust, and
Mm-hmm.
they will do it until death.
Mm-hmm.
Because to them, keeping up the front is of paramount importance.
Mm-hmm.
And it works only if both of you are cut from the same cloth, because if the man feel the same way and then he has x amount of things to lose, like I
Yeah.
said, sometimes it's overlooked that sometimes it's some very very serious irreconcilable differences as
Differences.
far as staying married is
Mm-hmm.
concerned.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
if you are going to be overly taken up with what others think, you're just gonna be existing because you're keeping up this front that under conditions would have break anybody.
All right. So
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte, you're gonna have to explain what
me,
putting up
me
the
pretend me
front.
not see.
I
Me
know.
pretend me not see.
I'm sure we hear Charlotte say it again.
The trouble.
Right, no, for Eval's sake. Explain
Eval
putting up
don't
a
need no
front.
explanation.
Me,
He don't
I'm
need
a,
no explanation. Him get it long time.
Yes, we need part two for real, because then we can't just brush out the head of this topic. This is just scratching the surface of it
mm-hmm.
because there's so
Yeah,
much
so
to this.
it's just for some couple. This just to avoid embarrassment because you
Right.
are of a certain social standing.
Mm-hmm.
You're a
Mm-hmm.
beacon. It would be like pastors. You have
Right.
ministers. How many prominent ministers have we had that divorced?
First, yes.
All.
And you wonder how did that happen?
Mm-hmm.
And like they said, when it happens, it happened long time before the public find
Yeah.
out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The falling out and the breaking up happened long time before it comes to the fore.
Mm-hmm.
So
Then,
therefore, it's something that you have to make up your mind. You have to make up your mind about and decide. Look, and like I said, if you decide, okay, we're gonna stay together for financial reasons right now. We're not gonna be financially secure if we pull apart. I need your money, you need my money to
Mm-hmm.
contribute to the household, or we have children that we have to take care of. Like I said, some people carry, like the couple I know, they carried, the woman was my friend, and
Oh my God.
they stayed separated emotionally, and the children grew up, graduated high school, graduated college, and only she got a terminal illness, unfortunately, and she passed.
Mm-hmm.
And only then did the husband move on. But they
Yeah.
had been divorced for eons
So
and
you
in the
say,
same household.
so you say
She,
to yourself, no. Oh, finish your thought. Sure, it's my
no,
fault.
no, it's okay. Go ahead.
So in that kind of situation, and for so many years, where do you find your self gratification, your self love, your self
Yeah.
worth? Where do you go
Is
inwardly
love buried for you? Is
right?
it?
Because God created us,
Yeah.
to procreate, to
Yeah,
love, to
yeah,
enjoy all the pleasures of life. Some
right,
take, we know some go to the left,
right.
but that is why we are here. So if you put your life on hold like
Mm-hmm.
that, because um again, we're not clear with each other. When we go to the table, that's why people will die for a prenup.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Because
yeah.
in your prenup, you're going to make your stipulations.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
It is recorded, and we go home with a piece of paper,
Yeah.
right? Because if you decide that me did buy the
Hmm.
land, me help you now, so your land, so we
Mm-hmm.
put we money together
I made
and
it by
build
the
a
TV.
structure. We build a structure. Then
Right.
now the amenities, right? What we're gonna do? Cut a couch in a half. Me and you buy the couch, or
But
we're
look here, are you have to share the dog?
or you have to share dog. Dog get
Oh
visitation
yes,
rights.
Yes, you have to share the, you know, how
yes.
much
I've
court
heard that.
case
I've heard
come
of
up
that.
with the dog because
People
he
think
bought
that's
it for her for a gift, but the dog, but she never take care of the dog, and the dog is attached, and she say, "Ah, my dog," and then who pay for the vet, and them in a court over dog.
mm-hmm.
I'm
See,
telling you, Lord.
so these things, as we are talking about them, it's for us to look in at the back of our head, and it's for those who are watching to say, me miss anything. No, we're not asking to go badger your spouse and your
No,
significant
I know,
other.
right?
no.
Please don't do that and say, oh, this morning on
On
Saturday
Saturday
morning,
morning.
them say, because we know one people despise, we know, hey. But,
No.
but it's true. Why would you want to put yourself in such a situation?
Yeah. But you know what happened?
Mhm.
I think because they failed to put some timeline on it. Because him a watch she a watch him. Him a watch she a watch him. The pick them a grow meanwhile. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Set some time to, and look here, there's always gonna be one that had more substance as far as wealth, as far as physical means. There's always gonna be one with more.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Just make that.
Yeah.
What was it? One of them. Oh, 50 cent for him, baby mother the other day. He's giving her, I think, 600 grand a month to
Yes,
one
please.
child. She
I
go
saw
to the
that.
court and say, "Look here, me want
Mhm.
more than that." The court look at it and say, "Look here, so really and truly, you should have get 4,500 a month. You should even get the 600." And just
Mhm.
drop it down. So sometimes you have
Mhm.
some people them grabalicious. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Right.
so, so,
Mhm.
so somebody
People
always
out
gonna have
will
more
get to that.
substance than the other. And I mean, we're talking about stars now because Mary J. Blige famously with her husband, him just pimp she out. She had to pay so much money. Sherry Shepherd is
Mhm.
another one that had two messy divorce, had to pay out the nose because these men
Yes.
came into her life knowing she
Mhm.
she was she was the one with the most money, refused to leave
Yes.
without a alimony package, and
Mhm.
all of that stuff. So we're talking about people way out there. But
Right.
even in our society, you have persons who them know from her to even say, the man did have a little bit more than me. And yes, me may have spent 12 years, 15 years, 20 years, whatever. But the situation break down and it can't fix. As far as we see, it can't fix. Take time
Mm-hmm.
and go on peaceably now.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to make the other person life harder by saying, because you have state laws. You have some state that are community law states in the US where everything gets split down the middle, no matter what. It gone 50-50, them not care. It could be
Mm-hmm.
the loaf of bread going cut in a half because of where you reside.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have other states that have no such law, and they will
Right.
look at who brought what in the relationship. And there's always gonna be somebody who want to make off with more, particularly if they have been the one who was wronged.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But for peace sake, man, and the sake of your mental psyche, sometimes let's make it something go on.
So here we
Or
go
get back
now.
together, either or.
Yeah.
Here
Yes.
is
Eval.
so Eval say asking for a friend. Is it considered adultery if divorced couples still share the same bed? And
No, it's
then
fornication.
DL says, right. DL says, a very interesting question. Mhm. All right.
So,
Yeah.
so, so what's the answer?
Well, somebody need to one of them need to come back to
I'm
us
no
here.
expert in this department.
Mhm.
If you're For me, if you're married and you're divorced, you're no longer married to each other. So if you get back
No,
together in a physical way, you're not committing adultery because you're not married. You're
Okay, so
fornicating by who
fornicating.
not married.
okay,
Same
all
thing.
right.
I mean,
That's
that's my take. I could be wrong, but that's how I look at it,
Mm-hmm.
right.
you know. But those are the lines. But sometimes when you have some religious and
Was it
cultural deep held beliefs, man,
was
it
it
keep
Alan
you.
Magnus?
Hold on,
Wasn't it
Who?
Jackie.
Alan Magnus?
Jackie, hold on one second. Continue, Sharon.
No, I'm saying in some cultures where it is, where it is a belief and a cultural situation, you pretty much can't get out. You're in it. You're a lifer,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's good or bad. Because look at arranged marriages and mail order brides and things of that nature. When you hook
Hmm.
up with the person, you don't know them at all.
Marriage at first sight.
Exactly. And the other one gonna say 30-day fiance or
Mm-hmm.
90-day whatever, or this show what they have now. You meet the person when you get married. You just submit. I forgot what it's called. If anybody watch it and remember the name, drop it in the comments. But I've watched a couple episodes. You meet you submit your profile, all
Mm-hmm.
about yourself, and they match you with somebody, and you get to talk over a period of time without ever setting eyes on each other. And the first time you meet is when you're walking down the aisle. You have to married. So
Mm-hmm.
when the
You know,
first meet is your wedding day.
so me then turn back if so.
No, but I find it to be very fascinating. Some of them make it,
Mm-hmm.
some
Yes, some
don't,
of
but
them
some
do.
do. They follow you for months, and you go through the motions and the whole motions and the motions. Yeah, very
Wasn't it
fascinating. But
Alan?
I forgot the name of it.
Thing there. Wasn't it
Yeah.
Alan Magnus that had a situation where his current wife and his ex-wife were friends, were good friends?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but
Yes,
that
and
happens a lot.
they're on their gate. There was a sign that says dysfunction junction.
So they were
Yeah,
living together.
they were. I think they were close by. They lived close by or next door, something like that. But they were best of friends, and the sign on the gate says dysfunction junction.
Well, they're not to be dysfunction. I mean,
No, it
you
was
you
it was
you.
just for fun. It was a fun
Oh.
thing, but the reality
Yeah,
was
and
that
you
they were
know what?
friends.
It takes somebody who is very mature to do that, because they
Yes.
know that you have blended families and so on. It
Mm-hmm.
benefits everybody. The spouses, the ex-spouses, the
Mm-hmm.
children, auntie, granny, everybody. When
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving time come on Christmas or whatever holiday on celebrate, on have a
Yeah,
whole big whole blend up type
yeah. I have a
situation.
friend.
There are
We went
several
to high
people.
school like that.
Yeah,
Her
yeah, they
family.
embrace. yeah, they embrace it. It's like a new normal, and them just
Yeah.
embrace it, recognizing the fact that, it's just one life you have to live. And yes, you were married and you're bringing in two children from the previous relationship, and this one have this one, and the ex-wife live over there, so and you come together, and it
Mm-hmm.
can work if
Mm-hmm.
you make it work. But when you
Mm-hmm.
when you are enraged or you're carrying feelings, remember, when you're angry
Mm-hmm.
with somebody, it's not them you're hurting, it's yourself.
Self. Yep. Yep.
So
Yes.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
if you hold
But
on to that for years, go
Listen,
ahead, baby. Mm.
somebody
but
said,
you
"What is
know
this,
what?
Lord?"
Grace. Hey, Grace.
What is this, Lord?
See,
Reality.
Andrea
That's
says
what
yes,
this
it's
is.
adultery. But you
This is
know what?
reality.
You know something though, in all of what we are talking about here, about the ex-spouses living in the same house after the divorce, it is really a personal and legal issue.
Yeah.
It's a personal and legal issue. And
Mm-hmm.
when couples say, all right, let's be civil about this, let's go sit with an attorney. Because sometimes, as we discussed, them pass counseling, no turning back.
Yeah.
It not helping. Nobody really don't want to stay, but you will stay in the same house. Then you're gonna need the legal support right there. So to
And them
cross your
attorneys
T's
are
and
very
dot your
expensive.
I's. Mhm. To cross your
Mm-hmm.
T's and dot your I's,
Yeah.
because the last thing you want to do is just say, oh, well, because we know each other so well, let's just do this, this, and this. And as you are in the throes of that arrangement, you realize that other things are under the surface,
Yeah.
and it's getting more difficult for you to handle. You really
Yep.
weren't prepared for that.
Yeah.
So this whole together apart business, while people feel me no really want to go out and find no condo, if you go start all over
Let
and
me tell you.
all of that. It's not just that.
But can
Mm-mm.
you
And
imagine if all this?
if you have children,
Can you
they're more
imagine if all this is
difficult.
unfolding in a small, cramped apartment?
Mm-hmm.
And it does, it
Yeah,
does.
it
Mm-hmm.
It
happens.
does.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
even worse because
Yeah.
you're brushing shoulder to shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
if it's a very unpleasant situation, that means you're not even talking to each other. And
Mm-hmm.
the children are seeing that. So when Eval says that this cannot be a good situation for children, it's absolutely
It's
so.
true. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you know what? Like I said before, your relationship and the way you feel and what has transpired, it has nothing to do with the children.
It doesn't
and and
usually.
and your reaction to it, if you are going to let your feelings override what is good for the children, then
Mm-hmm.
you're making it all about you. And unfortunately, there's a lot of selfishness that plays into the demise sometimes of relationships, because one person may say, all right, you're going to it is commonly said, when you marry me, you marry me whole family.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
if you get married and feel so, well, then, people, well, you live and cleave, yes. But sometimes you have it where I've known persons where the wife decides, say, the mother one son. And you
Mm-hmm.
marry the woman one son. And to my God, the woman can't come look for the one son.
Yeah, that's too much.
Eh,
Yeah, or if
That's
he
too much.
goes over there and your time and say, come back, you're gone half an hour now. And all of that stuff.
mm-hmm.
It's a strain, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's on account of the fact that some persons are unbending. One of the spouses is unbending. Them just no relent. Them just say it's my way or the highway and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so you find a rift. A rift takes place, and then you're making it all about you. Anybody else who is in the middle is a casualty of
Mm-hmm.
your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
That is being very immature. You have to put your feelings
Yeah.
aside and look at it and look at the bigger picture and see where the bodies are falling.
So here,
Yeah.
Thanks, Sharon. Here, Grace says, once couples are contemplating divorce, It's best not to be in the same space. That's relative too. If it is a two-story house with separate facilities where they may not see each other often. And by the way, Grace, we grew up together in Pennant, in Clarendon, Jamaica.
All right. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Penance. Who is from St. James? Who is from Mobay
Who's
or St.
who's from
Anne's?
beautiful St.
Saint
Anne?
Anne.
Me and Jackie need back it if took a
Me I tell
Penance
you,
a roll out for Clarendon.
me I
Uh,
Come
tell
in,
you.
St. James. Come in.
whoop, 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 whoop. Mhm.
Yeah, man. And even if in that scenario, what Grace is just saying, it's still apart together because you're in the same home. And not everybody, unfortunately. I mean, sometimes it works out that way. You take one level of the house, me take another level. And like the couple I spoke about, the house was so designed that literally you go in the entrance, you go up the stairs, you can't go left or right. And
Mhm,
they did that successfully until the children were grown and the wife passed. You know what I mean? But
mhm,
you also have it where, like Jackie said, you have to rub shoulder to shoulder.
mhm.
And you not necessarily want the kids to see the husband on the sofa because
Right.
they're gonna know something going on and you know have a spare room. What you gonna do? And you not have anywhere to go. Because if
And
him pay rent out, them can't pay child support. And you need the
yes.
child support. So what's
Mhm.
gonna happen? It's tricky.
So Eval says, fair disclosure. After you've done all you can in in sackcloth
Sackcloth
and
and
ashes,
ashes.
prayer and fasting and counseling to save them.
And
Yeah.
like a hile, and like a
Mhm.
hile.
Right.
Laying on other hands.
Yeah.
Gonna lay on the hand.
And if
Oh
all that
my
doesn't
God.
work, if all that
Right.
doesn't work, pack
Yeah.
your bag
I'm gone. Galang.
and go on.
Sometimes that's what you have to do.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And if you have to stay for a month or two to get a lease somewhere, even if it's downsizing, downsize and galang.
listen, me
Mm-hmm.
That
pack
is
my
how
bag.
I look
Sorry.
at it. Maintain yourself, wheel and come again, go in a different direction where you can bloom and prosper
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
meet somebody else and all of
I
that. They
am
don't
not.
have to be your all, your in all and all. That's what you tried. It didn't work, but you have some people who get used to a certain lifestyle and come double hockey
No,
sticks, them not leaving it.
Mm-hmm.
Them not going back a
no,
moko. You
Mm-hmm.
Evan, listen.
understand?
People need to know, know the truth, and I speak from the heart, and I speak, I speak the truth. I couldn't manage that marriage. I packed my bag and I walked,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm
Right.
Mm-hmm.
happy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
you can do it too. And you don't
Mm-hmm.
have to be unpleasant after everything
Right.
has been said and done. It doesn't have to. Probably
Yes.
want to live a better, want to live better separate.
Yes.
Yeah. I've seen
You live
exes
better
have very good
apart than
relationships being
than
exes
together.
than when
Yeah,
they were together. Very
Mm-hmm.
civil with each other and all that after they separated because what was driving them nuts with each other no longer exists.
Mm-hmm.
You
exactly.
know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, for those of you who are on this morning and you're not subscribers of the channel Inside the Zone, I invite you to like, comment, share, subscribe. When you tap the word subscribe, you'll see a bell. You tap the bell and you'll see the word all. Just tap the word all. Become a subscriber today of Inside the Zone. We're here each and every Saturday morning at 10 for this program dubbed Satideh Mawnin
Morning runnings.
Runnings. And we've been really touching some topics. Last week, some people enjoyed the thrift store.
Oh yes.
Yes, man.
Oh, that
Hmm.
we aim to please. We aim to broaden your horizons.
Chub. And it behooves you.
Yes,
And
exactly.
and don't get bewildered now.
Don't get bewildered. Those are our favorite words around here from some of our favorite
Yes.
Yes.
followers.
Yes.
Where is Aldit?
She good. She just
Oh,
taken up, but she good.
okay. Okay.
Mhm. And
Yeah.
Charles, it makes a good point here. She says, give yourself time to heal before you do anything.
Yes, please.
First,
Exactly.
First
Yes.
operative word. First.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Think it through. Think it through.
And
Make sure it's dead before you bury it.
yeah. So
In every way. Yeah.
see,
Yes.
says, Sharon's, you are so right. After making a good life for some people, they don't want to go back in the mire. Mhm,
No, sir.
And
Kicking and screaming.
the Evelyn board, pop style ladies.
Okay,
And
Mr. Green.
we could even take it a bit further when words like calibrush, calibrosity,
Hello.
judicality.
Kalahufasi. Kalahufasiti.
Why? When we grow up. So when we grow up, some people speechify.
I don't want to grow up. I don't want to grow up.
Right.
Like yesterday, I went to the supermarket to pick up something quickly, and this man run me down in the supermarket. I didn't know I still had that.
Nice. Hey, nice.
The man run around the supermarket and come back up in me, deliberately. A little old man.
Okay.
Okay.
The man was blushing, almost in tears, bite up his lips, and so on.
No.
I find it to be so beautiful. I just can't. And the man started to touch my face and touch my hand,
You,
so,
you, gi- you're giving the man life, Jackie, as they say. You're giving him life.
The aura. Mhm.
Right?
Yes. So,
I told my mother, I said, we were dying.
mhm. But
Yeah, give the man life, man.
I think it's such a blessing when people are privileged to experience relationship.
Yes.
It's a privilege. It's a blessing because I know a
Mm-hmm.
friend of mine out of the how much billion, trillion of billions of people in the world, and
Yes.
someone choose you,
Yes.
right?
Indeed.
That's a blessing. What
Yes.
do you do now when that happens? You nurture it,
Yes. You
but
gotta make it
we
work.
also know we live in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
And people's lives, you're seeing people, you're in having different kinds of experiences visually, a lot of and so it's what we do with what we see, what we hear,
Mm-hmm.
what we touch,
Yeah.
all of them things there come into play.
Yeah, but you have to gravitate to what is enduring.
Mm-hmm.
As we have traffic lights, you're driving, you see red light, yellow light, green light. Oh my God, you see one yellow light. Stop, pause, little now.
Yes.
Gravitate to what will endure. And God has so made us that we have we have sense to halt a little bit. Sometimes it's not your fault things get take out a winding, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But I take when I go to weddings and I see people take their vows, I take it very seriously. I like the old vows. People are writing vows now, and that's okay. But me take the old vows where the preacher have write down in a book.
Yes, ma'am.
And when I look at it, I say, you know what? When marriages, I'm talking about in the area now of infidelity. Like if somebody call it say mash you up or cause your marriage to mash up or whatever. In some and even here in the States, you can sue that person. I hope people know that.
Mm.
People need to be suing people more for that more than sue for other things. You can sue for what them call it again, alienation of affection.
Yeah.
If
Yes,
the
brothers.
person know you're married and them ensconce themselves in a relationship and cause it to break up, you can sue them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no,
And no say you're gonna win because the
right.
vows are not to be taken lightly.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be taken lightly. Because like they say a while ago, out of how many millions and millions of people, you two come together
Mm-hmm.
and you decide the ordinance, you're gonna go along with it. And if somebody deliberately comes in, or they may not have come in to do it, but knowing that you exist still persists and go through with the situation, they are to be flogged.
Of-
Yes,
they are
Eh,
to be flogged.
boy,
So Felix says, some of your Jamaican terminology
terminologies.
are flying over my head. I think
Oh
I need
Lord.
a class to keep abreast of the conversation.
Oh
So,
Felix,
Oh,
Lord.
which ones are
That's why we
those?
kind of go and come, Felix, we kind of make sure we maintain a balance.
mhm. So Everall says there is love after divorce. Yes, there is. And he says, Una recertify me for remarriage.
There you go.
Make we put,
Yes, we
make we put
prepare
up,
you.
make we put up a surfy ticket.
Yes,
Surfy
pray,
ticket
pray
issued
me.
to Evergreen today.
Lordy.
Surfy ticket.
Yes, you
Yes.
your surfey ticket, master. But
Yeah, but mm-hmm.
life is for living. Who did sing that song? The Ernie.
Ernest
Life
Smith.
is
Yeah,
just for
man.
living. Yes.
Ernie says, see that
Uh-huh.
See
cat
that
in
cat.
a mat. Mm-hmm.
That's my name,
Uh-huh.
my mother's neighbor,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Ernest Smith.
Taking in today's, but yeah, man. So
Yeah.
we go and live. My pastor preached that, Pastor Peart preached that last week, Sunday. Him
Mm-hmm.
said, go live your life. Do
Yeah.
not pause because you have a fear of death. You have a fear of applying for a job. You didn't know that some people feel say a stress take them when they need to write a resume.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
You fear what you don't even try yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Mm-hmm.
I had that at one time.
Mm-mm. It will hold you back
Yeah.
and cause you not to do nothing with your life. Then when
Yeah.
you're 50 yard, 60 yard, you just say, oh Lord,
Yeah.
what will they say when I pass? Can they say me did give them a glass of water? Can they what will my story be?
Right. What's in your dash?
Mm-hmm,
When you have your
Mm-hmm.
sunrise and your sunset, what's in that dash?
That
mm-hmm,
dash.
What did you do in the dash?
Yeah,
mm-hmm,
my cousin read
Mm.
that poem at a funeral from one of my cousins that committed suicide. And when she
Mm.
read that, it was the first time I was hearing that poem about your dash.
Yeah,
What
mm-hmm,
will
man.
you do in your dash? And the dash is
Serious thing. A
between
serious
your
something that.
time of birth and your time
mm-hmm,
of death.
mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you say to yourself, come on, man, me shouldn't put my life on no hold,
Yeah.
especially if we agree that we are separating. Why?
Yeah.
No, because
Yeah.
none of we carrying nothing with we.
I
We're
thank
not.
you.
And you know what
Mhm,
we have to look at, you see, time in the last several years, I have taken a different approach to time. Time is not something we make. We can't manufacture time. I God alone make time.
mhm,
And they tell you when time is gone, time is gone. You cannot reclaim time. That is why I
mhm.
don't play with people's time. If you tell me come to an event 8 o'clock, me come 8 o'clock. You say,
Yes,
oh, me didn't mean 9 o'clock, that mean you
No.
insulting me.
Mhm,
We have to get past all messing with people's time. And we
mhm,
have to look at it and say, we don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow.
mhm.
People are dropping dead. No, look at that young singer Mandisa on the
Just
news this
like that.
morning.
Yes.
47, she gone.
Yes,
Them not even
again.
know why
What
yet.
happened?
really?
Yes.
Yes,
They found her
you
there
know.
in our home.
You kidding? Wasn't that
Mhm.
the young lady that did the a
Yes,
promo song for Good Morning America?
Yes.
she did Idol and all them things,
Yeah.
the gospel. Yeah, she's gone.
Oh,
Mhm,
you kidding me? I didn't hear
Mm.
that.
This morning
mhm.
was on the news, but I'm just saying, time. Don't waste
Oh my
time
gosh.
regretting
Yes.
stuff. Start from now and make a
Yes,
brand new
man.
beginning. You
Yeah,
can
don't
always make a brand new
Wow.
beginning.
enjoy your life. If it's two crackers, enjoy
Yes.
the two crackers.
Eat it
No,
like it's
sir.
caviar.
Okay.
Me I go to the park today, me I go run like me never run before. Sorry.
Start slow. Start slow.
And that they said too. But
You don't want to hurt yourself.
I just want us to wrap up now. But before we wrap up, and we just thought of this, the lines of this song, make we just jive to it, no, because it nice
Yes,
like
please.
Life is just for living. Life is just for living. See that cat sitting on
Sitting on the mat.
thinking about what is what and who is who. That cat is me. That cat is you. See that guy
Oh yeah.
staring in the sky,
Staring in the sky.
taking in the beat of the sun.
Mm.
He's having fun. That guy is me. That guy is you. Taking in today's vibrations. Tomorrow's coming down slow. Taking it free and easy. That's the only way to go. Yes, I'd rather be me. Rather be free.
All
To
right
be
now.
myself, my way, that's how it's got to be. This is the song that young men sing. Life is just
Life
for
is just for
living.
living.
Life is just for living.
Life is just for living.
Feel like a star,
Oh.
leaning on the bar, rapping to my pals, rapping about the gals, bottle in my hand, living 'cause I can.
That's right.
Yeah.
Taking in today's vibrations. Tomorrow's coming down slow. Taking it free and easy. That's the only way to go. Yes, I'd rather be me. Rather be free. To be myself, my way, that's how it's got to be. This is the song that young men sing. Life is
Life
just
is
for
just for
living.
living.
Life is just for
Just for
living.
living.
Life is just for living. Life is just for
Just
living.
for living.
Life is just for living.
All right now.
Cha, cha,
Yeah,
cha.
same way.
Up tune. Pull up the tune. Pull up
Pull
the
up the
tune.
Pull
yeah.
up.
Well, we
Yes.
had a really, really good morning. Solid conversations, citing other people's experiences.
Which Max was here.
I know, Max.
Oh yes.
Yeah, she'll go watch it. Mhm.
Yes, man.
But
Ch- yeah.
we just want to say, make we be we best self. We're not going to get it right every day. And nobody walk
No.
around in the perfectionism
Yeah. Oh
mindset.
yeah.
We're not going to get it right. But we were taught right from wrong as far as possible.
Mm-hmm.
The people who raised us. And as we, merged into the world of adulthood and so on, we took on certain things of our own.
Mm-hmm.
The prefer and all what we eat, what we wear, blah blah. But at the core of it, even if we messed up somehow along the way, we can redeem ourselves. And so
Yep.
the same thing with in marriages. If it means an apology and to move on, we do that.
And quickly.
And forgiveness.
Quickly. Yep.
And speedily.
Do it quickly.
So we are
No,
going to go
remember
up
when Jesus did tell Judas, say, whatever you do, do it quickly.
quickly, same so.
Do
Nobody
it
linger.
quickly.
Don't
No
linger.
linger.
Linger, linger. So we want to thank everyone. Please, if you have not subscribed, do so before you come off
We need
at
the
the end of
numbers.
Yes,
you know.
please. We are within spitting distance of 800,
Yes, and
which
we
we
want to
need.
get to 1,000.
Yeah.
When we get to 1,000, we can do so much more with the channel. So please share, like, subscribe. And we there, we there.
Yeah, man.
Um,
We are the little engine that could. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can.
we we couldn't tell.
Keep pushing.
We could tell hear them something there.
Huh?
Couldn't tell when we're here.
Uh-huh.
Engine that can. Oh my God. But let's not be the Humpty Dumpty, you know.
No.
Yeah.
So again, we hope not going over nobody's head, but we are going to go up now,
Yeah,
Yeah.
go down.
You
Me a
come go
go
down.
in. Me a
I
go
go
in.
down my
You know,
yard.
we go ask somebody how somebody say me a go down, me a go up, me a go
I hope
in,
Felix
me a go
understand these
round.
parts. I
Yeah.
hope
Eh?
Felix understand this part though. When you
Oh
say I
Lord.
go,
We are go
Shirley
up.
says I go in and me I go down.
We are go along up.
Cause somebody else
Eh,
a go round.
Go on
I
up.
go.
Me a go
Oh,
round some.
Eval is from near my neck of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Ever me know see me
Ah.
at the virgin long time, you know.
See, there's a connection.
Yeah.
Yes. There you
There's
All
a
right,
go.
connection.
people, I have to run.
Yeah, so
I am
Yes, ma'am.
summoned. So it was wonderful being with you.
we out. God bless you.
Love
Same
and
Man,
here.
blessings.
see you next week, you know.
Yeah, man.
Ta-ta.
Yes.
Ta-ta.
Take
Living together during a divorce allows couples to redefine their relationship and prioritize their children's well being. But what drives these couples to make such a bold choice? Financial considerations play a role, but more importantly, they want to create a sense of stability for their children during this transition. They realize that separating physically doesn't necessarily mean disconnecting emotionally. Navigating divorce under one roof has its challenges. There are days when the emotional strain feels overwhelming, but they are committed to facing it together. Together apart, navigating divorce under one roof. As Satideh Mawnin Runnings, come make we talk. For 2 days, the 5 o'clock hour is hot on Fit FM 96.7, www.fitfmja.com. Your life, your music with Lady D Denise Gomez inside the zone. Catch me on Monday at 5 p.m. for the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. And on Friday, yes, at 5 p.m. for Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. From abroad to yard, Trelawney. Hi, I'm Lady D Denise Gomez, and I have exciting interview segments and features inside the zone. For recording artists, you can sing. Well, Inside the Zone, second Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. is for you. Writers, share your story, no man, in From the Author Zone on third Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Male Zone has unbelievably juicy stories of love, heartbreak, and triumph. 7 p.m. has never been this good. On Mondays, it's news, talk, engaging features at 7 in the Monday Drive. And Center Stage has everyone talking on Thursdays. Be a part of the show. Email me insidethezone@gmail.com or call me 914-304-2599.